Howdy friends, today Aer is rolling out the 20-liter version of the very popular City Pack Pro 2. There's a couple of differences between the smaller version and the original version besides the obvious 4 liters. And of course I'm going to show you what those differences are. But mostly we're going to talk about where this smaller bag stacks up in the bag universe, because I feel like this 18 to 21 liter range of bags is a very competitive market. And I think this bag shines extremely well in a couple of categories. And I think I might like the 20-liter version a little bit more than the original 24-liter version. But of course, we're going to talk about all that. So if that sounds good to you, let's unpack the details of the new 20-liter version of the City Pack Pro 2. If you're looking for a full detailed walkthrough and pack out of the City Pack Pro 2, I've already done an in-depth review. I'm going to link that down in the description. Today we're going to focus on the differences between the original and this one, and like I said in the intro, about where this bag really shines and stands out. All right, so how did we get here? How did we shed 4 liters of capacity but still maintain this really sleek looking bag? Well, the original version is right here, and at a quick glance, you really can't tell the differences between the two just at a quick glance. So the original City Pack Pro 2 stands at 18 inches tall, and this new one is coming in at 17.5 inches. The original version is 12.5 inches wide, and now we're at 12 inches wide. So we shed a ½ inch from the top and a ½ inch from the side. And that is pretty much it when it comes to the dimensions. They're both still measuring in at 7 inches in depth. So the changes in the size is very subtle and not very noticeable to the eye. But what I can tell you is they do carry a little bit different. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it could all be in my head, but I felt like this smaller trimmed down version of the 20 liter just carried a little bit better. It did feel a little small on my back. Again, could all be in my head because I physically know that it's a smaller bag, but it just felt more nimble. It felt lighter. It felt more comfortable. And that's only some of the reasons why I think I prefer the 20 liter version now. All right, for the second difference, and probably the most obvious difference, is the elimination of a water bottle pocket. On the City Pack Pro 2, the original version, we have 2 water bottle pockets, 1 on each side. On this 20 liter version, we now only have 1. On the opposite side, we have a reintroduction of a familiar pocket. It is this side quick access pocket here that now houses the removable key leash. So this bag did get the updated admin panel with the pin slot and the attachment loops for the key leash. So now you can have it here in the side quick access pocket, top admin pocket, and of course in the front compartment as well. So I really like the choice of them eliminating 1 water bottle pocket here on this smaller version, because I feel like if you're carrying this a little bit smaller bag, you're looking for a smaller bag, you probably don't need 2 water bottle pockets. But what you could appreciate is this side access pocket. So what that does for this bag uniquely is give you an on-body access pocket. Now you could swing the bag around from one shoulder, and now you have your wallet, your phone, your keys at a quick access. And you still have the top quick access pockets for when you take the bag completely off, but I like having this one pocket of on-body access. Now, I'm not a huge on-body bag access person, but I think the versatility of having essentially 2 quick access pockets, one for when the bag's off and one for when the bag's on, just again, more versatility. And I think this is a change that a lot of people are actually gonna like, which is typically not the case, because when it comes to water bottle pockets, it's probably one of the most controversial features on a bag. Team no water bottle, team water bottle pocket. Well, here you have the best of both worlds by having one and a quick access pocket. Now, one small little change that I picked up on was on the carry grab handle. I noticed on this new 20 liter version, it's slightly different. Now, I know we're getting into the weeds here, but you're the one watching a video on a backpack anyway, so let's talk about the carry grab handle. Let's start splitting some hairs here. On the original City Pack Pro 2, we have a solid piece of foam and the handle just kind of protrudes out. Nice, functional, everything works great. On this newer version, they have just the foam in the center, and at the ends here, it is just folded over webbing sewn in. So what that allows the bag to do is this has a little bit more flexibility. And as somebody who hangs their bag on a daily basis, I do like this little bit of flexibility a little bit more. The foam here is now balanced in the center. So when I'm hanging this on the hook, it doesn't feel like it's gonna get warped entirely like this solid piece of foam on this side. So a very subtle change. Like I said, we're splitting hairs at this point, but kind of the point of this channel, right, is to find these little nuances and kind of talk about them. So this bag is going to be launched in the 3 materials that Aer is known for, the 1680D Cordura Ballistic Nylon, which is going to retail for $199, the X-Pack X42, which I have right here for you at $229, and also the Ultra version. I think that one's going to clock in at $249. I really like that Aer has done the last couple of launches in the 3 different materials because it just gives something for everybody and at every price point. One area that I think this new 20-liter size is really going to shine is as a personal item for air travel. While the original version does meet the requirements for most US-based airlines, now that we've lost a ½ inch from the side and ½ inch from the top, I think it's going to open it up to a little bit more compatibility worldwide. And of course, if you're still flying in the US, this bag is excellent as a personal item. I mean, it slides right in with no issues at all. It's going to be great as an in-flight companion, especially if you're carrying a lot of tech, laptops, because Aer's laptop protection is great. So if you're having to carry tech, laptops, and things like that, this is going to be a great option for you. One area that I see some makers and companies miss the mark on for these smaller everyday carry style of bags is in the laptop compatibility section. When you get into these smaller bags, a lot of times you're people who are carrying your 15-inch MacBook Air, 16-inch MacBook Pro, or these huge 17-inch, Windows laptops for gamings, don't fit into these smaller bags. And I think that there's a lot of people out there who carry these larger devices but still want a smaller bag. The great thing about this 20-liter size here, that it's still very compatible with your larger devices. So I have a 3D printed Dell XP 17-inch chunky boy laptop, and it fits perfectly into the laptop sleeve here of this smaller 20-liter size, and it has plenty of room to close. You're still not going to have to fight the zippers. I mean, it fits in there just wonderfully. And while we're on the topic of device compatibility, this side quick access pocket. Now, what exactly are you going to be able to fit right here into the side quick access pocket? So I have the largest iPhone 15 Pro Max here. You're not going to be able to get this cell phone in dead on. You're going to have to enter it sideways and kind of ninja start in, but it will fit. It's almost the perfect size. You can still get, your slimmer wallet into there as well. So just to give you a frame of reference, you can get the cell phone in, but you are going to have to do the tuck and slide method, as it won't be able to fit directly head onto this pocket. And like I mentioned earlier, we are getting the updated admin panel. So you're going to find that here with your additional pin loop here and in your attachment points for your now removable and relocatable key leash. So everything else you know and love about the City Pack Pro 2 is going to remain the same. We still have the 3 carry grab handles, all Hyperlon zipper pulls and pull tabs. Everything you're used to knowing and loving about the City Pack Pro 2 is still going to be here on this smaller version. Now, how does a smaller bag really carry? Well, the harness system is going to be identical. We have the same width straps, the same curvature, the same foam padding. So on that aspect, nothing's really changed. And like I mentioned earlier, it could all be in my head, but I honestly felt that the 20-liter just carried just a little bit better. It felt a little bit more nimble, even as a larger guy at 5'10" with a 21-inch torso. It felt a little small on my back, but it just carried tremendously well. And if you drew a line in the sand and you're saying, John, you have to pick which one felt more comfortable to you, I think we're literally splitting hairs at this point, like I mentioned earlier as well. But if I have to pick, I'm gonna go with the 20-liter. It just felt like a little bit more nimbler, a little bit more easier to carry than the original 24-liter version. Now, even though this is 4 liters less than the original, I still think the smaller version is very capable of being that in-between, that sweet spot style of bag. Use it for work and school every single day, personal item when you're traveling by air, and in a pinch, it can be an entire weekender travel bag for you as well. I have my weekender large packing cube here, packed out with 3 days worth of clothes for a weekend trip. And I have my Evergoods Cap 2 tech pouch here. I know a lot of people use this as a adopt kit, all kinds of different applications you could use this pouch. This is more for size references. I feel that this is one of the most popular options on the market. So let's show you how all this exactly fits into the main bucket of this new smaller 20-liter version. So we'll put the packing cube down at the bottom, tuck it in there very nice, and that's how it takes up the room in the main compartment there. And look at all the space you still have in this 20-liter bucket. The Cap 2 easily fits in there. Now, it does take up the entirety of the main compartment, but keep in mind, this is just a 20-liter bag, and I have packed it out efficiently for a whole weekend trip. Just to give you some better visual and example, we'll take it out of the 20 liter and show you how this exact same loadout fits into the 24 liter version here. So again, the Westbreeze Packing Cube down at the bottom. And then right here is where you can see that, to me anyway, it feels like that extra ½ inch is very noticeable. So the cap 2 definitely slides in a little bit more, and we still have this side pocket of space. So that should give you a good size and visual reference about where that capacity has also left. So again, so this is how the Westbreeze Packing Cube and cap 2 fit into this one. And while I don't think that's exactly 4 liters, you can easily see there the extra space you have in the original City Pack Pro 2. So how does this bag stack up against some of its competitors in this size range? I think it does extremely well. I know Alpaca and Able Carry really excel in this 20 to 18 liter range here of bags. And this one's gonna be a true competitor right out of the gate. I like the fact that they had that side quick access pocket for some on-body access. You still have all the features like the sternum strap and comfortable straps and luggage pass-through. So it's gonna make this a very versatile bag. And like I demonstrated for you earlier, you can still get your large packing cube, a large tech kit in there. So it's a very capable bag in my opinion. Now I also think that Aer is closing a small gap that they had in their size ranges. So now with the City Pack being at 16 liters, if that's not enough room for you, you can jump up to the City Pack Pro 2, which is going to come in at 20 and at 24 liters. So again, closing that gap in the size ranges. Now, if these are still too small for you, then that's when you can jump over to the Travel Pack collection and get the Travel Pack 4 in the 28 liter version and the 35 liter version. I totally regret not getting the 35 liter version. I want to check it out so bad. So maybe I'll do that, get the 35 liter version just so I can have it for comparison reasons. But Aer has got you covered from 16, 20, 24, 28 to 35. And now while all these bags aren't identical, they share a lot of the same feature set. So if you're somebody who is a fan of the Aer design language, I think going from the City Pack to the City Pack Pro 2 isn't that big of a leap. I can even see now with the wide range of sizes that this opens up a reason for you to have maybe multiple bags in different sizes for different use cases, right? You can have the smaller City Pack for your daily carry and your larger travel bag. So if you're somebody who's a fan of the design language, materials, the look, the shape, the touch of these bags, you're in for a real treat now because it's literally available in every size. So the question is, where does Aer go from here? And honestly, I don't know. I feel like with every release, with every refresh, with every update, Aer just dials in their entire catalog that much even more. From hard-sided luggage to pouches to slings to packs, they've got you covered across the board. I grew up as a basketball fan in the 90s, and I was able to witness Michael Jordan and the Bulls' three-peat championship run in the mid-90s, and then watch them do it again in the late 90s. And if we're gonna relate that to backpacks or soft goods, I feel like that's what we're witnessing right now. We're witnessing Aer in the middle of a three-peat championship run. It seems like with every release that they can't miss, and as a designer, that's got to be a tough challenge for Aer. Is like, where do you go when you're already at the top of the mountain? Now, I really enjoyed carrying this 20 liter size, and I'm super jealous of all the people that get to carry this every single day. I am a champion for larger bags, so that's typically what I have to carry, but I had so much fun carrying this one. And like I said earlier, if I had to draw a line in the sand between the 24 and the 20 liter, I think I like the 20 liter just a little bit more. But I would love to know your thoughts on this new version, especially on the water bottle pockets. I personally think this is a feature that most people are going to enjoy, moving to one water bottle pocket and having the quick access pocket. But of course, I would always like to know your thoughts down in the comments. Now, if you have any more questions about the smaller 20 liter size, especially about how something fits, I've got all sorts of packing cubes. I've got all sorts of 3D printed devices. So if your question wasn't answered here in this video, ask it down in the comment section below. I can definitely let you know how something fits or carries or whatever you want to know. The goal of this channel is to always help you find the right gear for you. Now, if you like this video and you want to see more like it, or if you got any value from today's video, please consider hitting like and subscribe, as that directly supports me and the channel. I want to say thank you to Aer for sending out these smaller City Pack Pro 2 20-liter version so I could do a comparison for you here today. And thank you so much for supporting today's video. Now, if this smaller 20-liter version isn't the pack for you, I've reviewed a ton of different everyday carry backpacks, and you can find that playlist right here in the corner, and hopefully we can find the right bag for you. So again, thank you for supporting today's video, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.